Hello. Hi, Cinder Garza. Hey, Anna. How are you? Andres, how are you? Let me fix this. I Okay, it's been fixed. I want to interrupt y'all's afternoon because today marks the third time that I've gotten a message on my cell phone, and I don't know how many of you guys have gotten these messages that they want to do surveys on what is your opinion about what's going on in Israel. And now I'm getting a spam call like I need it right now. No, I'm not answering it. It's from Colorado. I don't know anybody there. And yes, I think it's weird, but since I don't want that intelligent person in the back to be trying to write a novela about me not going to investigate what's going on over there in Israel between Israel and Iran, the United States started a war with Israel, together with Israel, against Iran at the end of February. Iran has lost already 1,000 people. Israel has lost 12 people, and the United States has lost 6. Okay, so if you're back there, don't butt in. So they're claiming that it's because Iran was getting ready to push the button on some nuclear weapons. Really, these motherfuckers don't, I don't care if YouTube pays me or not. These motherfuckers don't understand nuclear war. It's not just going to stay in one little area. Once you push the button, the atmosphere is going to take the radiation everywhere. It's not going to stay over there. Let's just hit these 20 acres here because there's not that many people in there. And it's going to be staying there. No, it's not, stupid. Let's understand what's going on over there. But let's also understand that the hate is everywhere. The hate doesn't necessarily have to move from your area. It could come to you without you realizing that it did. If those stupid people over there that are more educated than me push the button, it'll come to you whether you like it or not because it's radiation in the atmosphere, and I'm not a college graduate to know that. So back there, I don't care if you say that I make a mockery out of myself. I don't need a college degree or a master's or a bachelor's to know that if an idiot over there in Iran hits that button, it'll get over here because it is going to be carried by the atmosphere as our Earth rotates around the sun. Because I'm not thinking that we're living in a flat world and that NASA is lying. That's you, buddy. That's you thinking that. But I do know that I pay, well, my daughter pays a lot of money for this damn phone. And I'm getting questioned about what's going on over there. But they don't want to hear what my opinion is. They want me to answer what they want to hear. No, I'm not going to answer you what you want to hear. Because as far as I'm concerned, that war between Iraq, Iran, Israel has been going on for over 2,000 years. Yes, they've developed different weapons in the last 2,000 years. But those countries with 4.5 wives only approve of the 4.5 wives because they need men in their military so they can continue a war that's been going on and on and on and on. Because nobody wants to nip it in the butt. Is it our business to be meddling over there? No, it's not our business to be meddling in a 2,000-year-old war that has changed military equipment in the last century. It's not our business. We have enough backyard problems here in the United States with idiots shooting in churches, shooting at bars, and shooting across the street. To be worrying about what's going on over there with some uneducated motherfucker wanting to push a button. Hi, Esther Martinez. But you want to call me ridiculous. You want to invade my phone and be asking me or sending me questionnaires that I don't want to answer because you don't want to hear my opinion on that war between those men that have 4.5 wives because they need more children to continue that war. Like I don't have enough problems dealing with people that want to invade my private space on the phone. That's not even a landline. It's a cell phone, motherfuckers. Don't be calling me with your spam calls. Don't be sending me those emails about wanting surveys about Israel. Whatever's going on over there is on the other side of the world, but if somebody on that side of the world hits that button on a nuclear nuke, we're going to be affected, whether we like it or not. But so is everybody else over there. More than over here. Maybe by the time it gets over here, we'll have enough face masks to deal with the stuff, or maybe people have bunkers to go under to not deal with the nuclear stuff. But, you know, we're living in an age where there's so much hate and there's so much people wanting to just bully other people and call them ignorant. You think we're ignorant, stupid. We're not ignorant. We just let you talk. We just let you, well, I don't. You want to come and put a novela on my shows, I'm not going to allow it. Put a novela on your own platform. You know, we might not even be here tomorrow. We're here today. That doesn't mean that we have a guarantee that we're going to be here tomorrow. You know, we were talking about the voting that happened yesterday. There's 10,000 or more people in Willacy County, and less than 2,000 went to vote. Do you really think anybody in Willacy County cares what's going on over there? I don't answer them either, Linda. You already got four scam calls? Well, I got one during the beginning, so we're already marking them. I mean, it's like, really? Really? Don't ask questions that we don't want to answer. We have to deal with people telling us don't go to Mexico because there's so much going on over there. Really? There was a shooting in Austin, Texas. There was another shooting between neighbors in Edinburgh, Texas. There was, there's people going into churches and shooting. There's people going into schools and shooting. Here in the United States, we don't have to go to the other side of the world to deal with what's going on in their backyard. We have plenty of stuff that we're dealing with here in our backyard. We have 28,000 troops in South Korea dealing with something that didn't get signed since the Korean War between North Korea and South Korea. Some treaty did not get signed, so we have to deal with it. Why? Why do we have 28,000 people over there dealing with that when they could be over here dealing with the border stuff? Then they wonder why an uneducated person like me will come up here and tell you why I'm not going to vote. What do you need my vote for? You're going to do whatever the hell you want to anyways. You have people that are hungry here in the United States, but now you got all kinds of stuff going on with the food stamp department. If you're under a certain age, you have to work more than 32 hours or you don't qualify. If the child is over 10, it doesn't qualify if you're not working full time. Really? But we can be giving them money for them to continue those wars over there. Those are real issues where our tax dollars are going. Don't forget, 1/3 of that budget that the United States distributes everywhere comes from the state of Texas. I'll tell them how royal my ass is, especially since I pay taxes. Everybody pays taxes at the store level, but not everybody pays property taxes and taxes on stuff that they're supposed to. But when you do, then you can get a platform like this and say, you know what, motherfucker, you're giving out money where it's not necessary. Those people can afford 4.5 wives to continue having children, to continue a war that's been going on. This is the second call. To continue a war that's been going on for over 2,000 years, and now they just got nuclear weapons where they can just push a button and everybody's going to be affected. But you want my opinion on a survey? Really? On my cell phone that I pay for? Really? Who the heck are you to be asking for my opinion on a survey about what's going on in Israel? How many Israelites did you get to answer that survey? That's just dumb. I was going to head out because I usually go around this time in the afternoon to Ophelia's, and I'm getting ready to go over there. Her back is still hurting, so we shall see what's going on. But I decided to do this live because that just made me mad to get another survey of the same crap again. That I didn't answer. I just deleted it. Block and delete the number, and it just comes back with another number. And that's a survey, so if I answer it, I don't know what they're wanting from my phone or why I'm getting them. It's like, really? Is it because my phone is not from south of Texas? My phone number is not from south of Texas. So, why are they wanting to know? My phone number is from an area where all the petrol oil is in the Gulf of Mexico, in Texas. You all realize that if something happens here in the United States, the first places that are going to go are La Porte, Pasadena, Corpus, Port Lavaca, and maybe Brownsville. Why? They're ports of entry for the petrol oil. If you want to stop a country, you're going to stop the ports of entry. And I don't need a doctorate or a master's degree or a bachelor's degree to know that. Galveston, Texas City, all of those are ports of entry, and they will be the first places to go. So, y'all need to wise up to what's going on. You know, it's not just them, oh, it's happening over there. No, if they push that button, it will be up here in the atmosphere. We will all be involved, not just the people that we have over there with Israel fighting against those people in a war that shouldn't even be happening. But hey, what can we do? Right? It's there. 1,000 are already dead on one side, 12 on the Israel side, and 6 of the Americans. So I don't know who else is up there getting on top of that little bandwagon. But if the Iranian people decide, you know what, they're going to get us down anyways, we might as well push the button. That's going to include a lot of people more. And that person in the back can say however many times they want that I'm making a mockery out of myself. This is my platform. I can say whatever the hell I want as long as I'm not lying. And I'm not. We have plenty of issues in our backyard to be dealing with other people's issues that have been going on for over the 200 years that this nation has been formed. You know, and it's not, that's just my opinion. I have every right to it. I have every right to say, well, I thank you, Esther, for saying that. But I do have every right to say we are dealing with, we're paying them money so they can continue their shenanigans. We're giving them money every year from that budget that the United States government gets. They get money every year to continue these shenanigans, all of those countries. That needs to be stopped. Those people can afford 4.5 wives to continue having children, to continue a war over land or over whatever the hell they're thinking that they're fighting. Their own little religious war over there. We have plenty of other shit to deal with here. Children going hungry, children that our state doesn't want to pay education on anymore. We have children going to schools where, hey, if the parents make $1 more than what they're supposed to, they don't want to give them a free lunch anymore. We have a lot of issues here to deal with where we don't have to worry about some idiot wanting to push a button on a nuclear war weapon. Then I got the novela makers that want to use stupid names and come on my platform and say that I made a mockery out of myself. But thank you, Yaya, because I did go fill up my gas tanks, because I did notice that the gas went from $2.25 here to $2.55 overnight. Hi, cat lady. So that was an increase of almost 40 cents overnight on a gallon of gas. So if you think it's not going to affect you, guess what? Think twice. It's already doing it. They're already getting to your pocket at that gas tank level. You might not think so. Oh, Angie's just being stupid. That's only 40 cents a gallon. In 10 gallons, that's $4. And guess what, little motherfucker in the back? It takes 25 gallons between 21 and 25 to fill up those trucks that are parked in my driveway. So that's more than $10 more than what I was paying before this stuff happened. Just in time for spring break, they're upping the gas. Do they do that every year? I think they do that every year, but you know, right now it's not helping that they have a war right now that they started at the end of February. I think they just waited for the, what is it, President's Day holiday to pass, and then they started the war. Or I don't know if it's because the orange-faced man upstairs is getting a lot of heat because he met his wife on the Epstein Island when he was still married with the other wife that died. So I don't know which one it is or why we got so involved in what's going on over there in Israel. If it's because they're trying to cover up and trying to deflect from what he did and his current wife did during the time that they met at the Epstein Island. But anyways, it's going on. It's like, you know, and people can say she's an exaggerator. Well, there's better things to deal with and talk about than just the hate that goes on a daily in the 956. People fighting and shooting each other over parking their cars. And I'm like, man, I've had my brother's white truck parked on my driveway for 2 years and I don't say nothing. I just giggle about it. You know, it's like, really? I can park, I think, 8 vehicles on my driveway. It's rare when there's vehicles parked in the street in front of my house. There's a side driveway on the other side that can park 2 vehicles too. It's like when I was remodeling and adding cement to this house and to the edge of the fence line, I added driveways too. So it's like, you know, little motherfuckers, think twice when you say that an uneducated person is not talking to you because she doesn't know what she's saying. There's more cement around my fence line than the Willacy County detention centers. So if I'm telling you, if those Iranians push that button, it's going to affect you, go back to school if you think it's not. If you don't think that we'll get affected by nuclear weapons being hit over there in their area, oh, we will. It's a good thing that in Texas we have what? Some of the best hospitals in the country. We have UTMB in Galveston. We have Herman Hospital in Houston, St. Luke's in Houston, the Children's Burn Institute in Galveston. So we have some of the best hospitals that know how to deal with these kind of situations, but that's not the point. It's all unnecessary stuff due to hate. It's unnecessary warfare due to hate, if it's because of that, or due to somebody upstairs wanting to cover up what's going on between Ivanka and Melania and Trump and the Epstein files. Nasty people. Nasty, nasty people. I didn't think that we had that many perverts in the United States, but I have not read the Epstein files. I don't want to read them because I don't want to put that kind of mentality in my brain. That I don't want to believe that people can actually be that evil and have that kind of power. But they're there. All the hate to lose family members. Yes, Love Carol, it is sad. It's sad if you want to act like a Karen because somebody's parking in front of your house. You don't own that area. The street is public. You don't own it. Even if they're in front of your house, parked because something's going on, an event is going on next door or across the street, you do not own the street. Anybody can park there for any reason as long as they're not bothering you or making it obvious that they're filming you, your house, or what's going on in your property. They can park in front of your house. Hey, Naya Cubo. Hi, Teresa Riley. People can park right there in front of your house and you can't tell them nothing. That's a public street. When you want to be a Karen and you want to take it to the next level because you feel like they're interrupting your area when they're not, as long as they're not on top of your part of the street, of the house, and even if from the street bump, let me make this real clear to that person in the back. From the street curve, is that what it's called? The little curve of cement that they put on the street into your property, 6 feet, that still doesn't belong to you, even though you cut it and you maintain that little, and you maintain that little area, it's still not yours. Now you can make a stink about it if they're on top of it, but if they're on the street, that doesn't belong to you. So why are you making a stink out of it? Maybe they have something to do next door. Maybe that's the only place they could park. So now what? Who's going to be responsible for those 5 kids here in Edinburgh? The relatives? Yes, that belongs to the city. And sometimes I don't want to cut like that side of the street, but you know, then I get mad and I go put Roundup. I don't care if Roundup has a massive lawsuit right now. I put Roundup in that whole corner because I don't want to be cutting the weeds out of that corner. I have stones there that I brought from the river in Mexico. So you deal with that kind of stuff all the time, Cat Lady, where people are being parked in front of your house for different reasons. Either they're going to church or they're going to an event at one of those stadiums, and the parking in the stadium grounds is expensive sometimes. I don't know about the church, but I know that when we used to go over there, Houston to Astroworld and stuff, it was expensive. If you had the season pass, it was cheaper to just pay for the parking with the package of the season pass than to opt not to. And then whenever you went, you still had to pay to park, and it was not cheap. But I mean, to get to the point of shooting over where your cars are parked, that's carrying hate to the next level. That's being a Karen to the next level. That's when it gets bad, when the parking is so bad that you have to actually tell them, hey, you can't barricade me from going into this property. I live there. But we deal with those kind of issues all the time in our area. But to be dealing with something that's going on across the world, It's like, don't we have enough things that we need to worry about here? Like they're trying to manipulate the price of beef somehow. Somehow we're getting beef from Argentina. Like, don't we have growers of beef in Nebraska, Texas, and Colorado and stuff? So why are we importing more beef from out of the country than what we have and raise here? It's weird. But that's kind of like people that like to eat goat meat, and they'll tell you the best goat meat is raised in Nuevo León, Mexico. So I don't know if it's because of the stuff that the goats actually eat. Somehow the cattle farmers in the United States are getting screwed because we're importing a lot of cattle from other countries, and it's not Kobe. Somehow during World War II, let me go back. Somehow we imported like 2 bulls and 3 cows from Japan into the United States, and that bloodline has been kept alive somehow. But the Kobe beef, which is the most expensive, comes from Japan, and somehow during the war, one of those soldiers decided that they were going to bring a couple of bulls over here. So that's like really stealing their cattle, cowboy style. But I was hearing about cattle being imported from Argentina for some reason, and it's like, really? So we have all kind of stuff going on, and we have to deal with people wanting to ask questions they're not even supposed to. Yes, it's Kobe. Kobe? I think it's Koby. I don't know. I might not be pronouncing it right. But you have what? Angus, and you have other types of beef that I remember growing up. Let me tell you all a story before I let y'all go. My daddy, he liked animals, so he bought a Brahma bull before it was born, because it was a purebred, and he bought a quarter horse purebred before it was born. So he paid a lot of money for these 2 animals, and it got cold in Texas that winter and we had those 2 animals. They were little. And my dad brought hay inside the house and brought the 2 animals inside the house for like at least a few days. And I remember that bull got so big. It was white. And every time we went to work as migrant farm workers, well, our his mom stayed here in Willacy County. So she had to keep the bull. And boy, that bull would get out of her backyard. She'd have to be chasing him down with the tortillas in her hand to get him to come back in the yard. Now they don't let you just have those kind of pets, but in those years, it was in the 70s. My dad died in 1980, so it was in the 70s. And we had purebred animals that my dad bought. And then the quarter horse ended up in Nuevo León in our house over there. My brother lives in Moses Lake, Washington, Teresa, and he's always talking about the prices of beef when they go to the stores, especially steaks, because they like to eat steak a lot. And it's expensive. Here in South Texas, for us, paying more than $8.99 for a pound of beef, that's a lot. Imagine buying an actual like ribeye, or you go to Sam's Club or Costco and you get those rolls, the chuck rolls that they call them, and you're paying over $150 for those chuck rolls, but it's still like $6.99 a pound. $18.99 a pound? Yeah, the prices are different in the United States, like in each state. So that's why we're surprised when he says that it's that much where they're at, because here in Texas we don't pay that much. I think I've seen briskets up to $150, but you're talking about 30 pounds of meat. You know, it's a big brisket. I don't buy them at that price. I'm sorry. If I want brisket, usually sometimes HEB cuts it like in fourths and I'll buy a piece. But I live on my own, so it's not like I'm eating steaks all the time. So it's kind of weird to pay that much. Even to have it in the freezer, it'll get freezer burned in my house. So I don't buy them at all. But I'm going to let y'all go because I have to go to Ophelia's. But you all enjoy the rest of your day. And think about what's going on here in our backyard. And what's going on with our phones when these people are asking questions about what's going on in other countries that we shouldn't be meddling in. That is my opinion. We should not be meddling in other countries' business when we have a lot of stuff going on here. Talk to y'all later.